So, welcome. I am Breath Master Aaron Motley, your global community elder, bringing you to help with vibrancy through the breath. And of course, movement and the holistic whole, everything. Whole, W-H-O-L-E, as well as H-O-L-E or H-O-L-I-S-T-I-C. I am a holistic health consultant, bringing you the holy, healthy vibration. Health is wealth, and it's also sacred. So, one of the things that I like to do, which ties in with the basic principle of Tai Chi, Qigong, and yoga, and all of the moving meditations, is move with the breath, flow with the breath. Part of the breath master process is utilizing the breath throughout the day, throughout your normal course of action, not separating yourself in order to do breath work, but adding in breath work while you are going through your day-to-day. That's one of the guiding principles of the breath master process, and being able to truly master the breath, because you're breathing all the time. Anything that you're using on a consistent, or in this case, constant, all the time basis, you should master. Point blank, period. You should master the breath because you are doing it all the time. A carpenter goes on the job and he works as an apprentice, a journeyman, an electrician, all of the skilled laborers and workers. They start out practicing and they continue doing their work, even doctors. And then at a given point, when you know pretty much all there is to know about what it is the subject matter is, you are called a master. Then you are probably led to teach and whatever. But you are a prime example of what it is to master the thing that you are working with. We are all working with the breath, so we all should master the breath. Point blank, plain and simple, period. So I'm here to aid you in that process of mastering the breath. So, in the process of the flow of your normal day, you're breathing all day throughout the day. So when you're doing rapid-paced movement, the breath should pick up. When you're doing slow movement, the breath should slow down. Plain and simple. So that's why we have slow breathing techniques. That's why we have fast breathing techniques when we're applying it in principle in this manner. My goal is for you, everyone, to be able to flow with the breath throughout the course of the day, every day, whenever you so choose. So, say you got a fast-paced activity, running, you want to get in more oxygen. You can do a slow breath, you can do a rhythmic breath, you can do a fast-paced breath. So, how do you adapt to a fast-paced breath when you're doing fast movement? Simple. You do the breath of fire technique, which is a fast-paced breath. And you basically catch up with your breath, catch up with the flow of your movement, and you pattern the breath with the flow of your movement. So you say you're running, and your arms are going like this. Each time your arm comes up, that's tension in the body, exhalation. I mean, this arm is going down, so that's the inhalation, but we're just going to go like so, because we're going at the pace of the breath. So, So you're running. That's movement at the pace of the breath. Breath at the pace of movement. So if you want to adapt that and you haven't gotten to that pace, that rhythm, while running as far as the flow of the breath, because you haven't gotten the rhythm and the pace of your breath up to the speed, you can practice by just standing still, moving the arms, and breathing as you move your arms. This is also a good way to develop this particular breathing technique, the breath of fire, because of the pacing. A lot of people can't just adjust to the pace when they're sitting idle. because you're sitting idle, you're not moving. So to do while you're sitting still, if you haven't become accustomed to that, can be a challenge. So part of the beauty of movement with the breath is it takes your focus off of trying and thinking and getting it right. It gets you in the space of doing. Whenever you're doing, you are in a flow. When you're in a flow, it's natural for you to flow with the breath or with whatever it is that you're flowing into. So with movement, you can flow into the breath of fire technique just by moving your arms. You want to increase the pace, increase the arm movement. This helps with your adjustment in being able to do the breath of fire technique. Sister Latoya asked me to demonstrate how to help her to learn the breath of fire technique. This can be seen as a continuation of the lessons from last Wednesday, last strong, where we're now adding movement in order to get a rhythm because we want to flow with the rhythm and the pace of the breath of fire technique, or fire breath as you may call it. Another thing we can do to take advantage of the breath and movement using the hands. When you put your hands here and you bring your hands straight, you create tension in the body. You're toning, you're isolating tension in the forearm and the biceps and triceps, and that will help you to maintain tonality. This is for everybody who wants to maintain tone using the breath. Okay? You can do this at a reasonable pace. Maybe not as fast as you may be able to do with the running, but standing still, opening the chest, as you rotate the hands out, keeping the hands as level as possible, exhaling as you bring it back in. So when you rotate out, you lift the chest and you pull the shoulders back. Exhale, bring it forward. So you can do this at a moderate pace and really open the chest and exercise the upper body and get into the flow of the rhythm of the breath. So that one is good to do with the sound. Where you're going and you're engaging the abdominal muscles. So notice the flow of the movement. I see Brother Troy has joined. What's up, bro? These are techniques that if you are actually leading others, these are techniques that you can employ to aid others. Now, if you are leading others with martial arts practice, such as Brother Troy is doing, anything that opens the chest and creates a flow of movement is going to allow for them to have more fluidity with their movement when they're engaged into their practice of their arts. Part of the process of becoming a breath master and becoming aware of the flow of the breath through the rhythm and the pacing and the depth of the breath and adding that to movement is that it keeps your joints open, it keeps your organs oxygenated, it keeps your blood vibrant, it keeps you vibrant. It allows for you to age gracefully. It allows you to flow in any type of movement scenario that other people have issues with because they have been stiff and sedentary. So these are some things that I do on a regular basis. Just hand gestures and movements and increasing the tension and what have you, so that if you get into a martial arts practice, whether you are a martial artist or not, you're a dancer, you have fluidity of motion, you have openness of your joints, you have grace and flow when you're moving slow, and you have, if you want to punch, you have explosive potential with this practice of simply mastering the breath. It allows you to master your body, which is the entire, one of the things that you should be focused on within the entirety of your life. This is what all of the yoga practices, all of the breath practices, all of the martial art practices is about. It's about mastering the body. This is what the health and wellness practices are about. We all should be practicing health and wellness, not waiting, sitting around eating gluttonously and then taking our body to the doctor and asking the doctor what's going on with us. We should know, we should be maintaining our body, maintaining the flow of life into our body, mastering our body. And it all starts with mastering the breath, the most fundamental, foundational aspect of life that is ongoing throughout the course of life. The breath joins you when you come out of your mother's womb. It stays with you throughout life. It only leaves until life leaves the body. So, it should be mastered. And in the essence of mastering life, you want to master the breath. This is why I'm doing this work. This is why I'm showing you these simple movements. And when you're doing these movements, you can modify and adjust however you feel in the moment. You don't have to wait for a yogi, for a shifu, for a grand master to come and teach you. You come here with the grandest potential for mastery because the essence of everything flows through you. The life force is the God force. So, you have God power. I'm not saying that you can be God. I'm saying that God resides within you. So you have God power, which means that you have the creative ability, bar none, when it comes to the essence and the mastery of life. This is what we are about. This is what we have to be about if we want to be vibrant and not subjected to anybody's influences outside of this vessel. So, master the breath. Get your run on. Whatever the pace, flow with the breath. I am Breath Master Aaron Motley, your global community elder. Once again, giving you the tools essential for you to master this vessel. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate all of you. So, with love and genuine, heartfelt wholeness, I say, Ashe. Some say namaste. I say, now I'm a go. Peace.